What's going on, everybody? I'm Stubbs, that's Damien, and this is RH Weekly. And in today's number one thing we have, look at this, the GKD Mini Plus is now launched, and you can back it if you want on Kickstarter. This already has $71,000 of their $5,000 goal, so that is ridiculous. Good job, GKD. This is basically a clone of the RG353V and VS by Anbernic. They have closed-sourced it, though, so the firmware that you get on launch is the firmware you will have most likely forever. So do realize that. But right now, it is on an early bird special, so you can pick it up. You could pick it up for $140, but now you can still pick it up for $149, which apparently the retail price is like $280 or something. What was the retail price it was going to hop up to?
GKD has typically done this where they it's like one of those, like, you know, it's always half off type things.
280, yeah, 279. Yeah. But it's never there is no way it is ever going to be that much retail. I just don't think so. Maybe 200.
Possible aluminum.
I mean, possibly with the aluminum, yeah. As my webcam runs away from me here. Yeah, but I mean, this has some cool things going for it, right? I mean, we got those rubber nips down below, which I found was pretty comfy on the 353V. You have one too. What's your thoughts on the form factor?
The form factor, it's fine. Vertical handhelds has never been my most favorite form factor. I thought it was, and then after spending a lot of time with the 351V one day, I decided this hurts.
No more.
Yeah. So I do have the 353V though. I did pick that one up. I do like it. Nice. I wanted to have the collection, so I've got everything from that generation. So, I mean, for a vertical handheld, it's good, and I would imagine this is great. The aluminum shell, they look amazing. Like, that blue is really nice. Like, I've not usually been a blue person, but these blue handhelds, these blue metal handhelds,
I do like the blue. I do like the blue look.
Pretty.
Yeah, and I like the start and select that they're up at. One's up top, one's below. That's kind of different. I don't know what those two function buttons are. I guess they serve as to make like a happy face emoji out of the Handheld. I'm not sure, but people are probably wondering now, why is there only the solid one? Where's the option where you could undock it, right? Where you could have the little
one with the
plastic one. You can have the smaller size, so it's more like a mini. Apparently that's still coming, but it's not until January-ish, sometime after the new year. But in the meantime, I mean, this sports supposedly 8 hours of battery life, 640 by 480 IPS screen, does have those double joysticks. Power-wise, this should come in right around the same performance as the 353V because it's running that RK3566 processor in it, clocked at 1.8 gigahertz. I mean, that's going to rock through PS1, even Dreamcast, PSP. I mean,
you ordered one, didn't you?
I did, yeah. So I backed the blue one, and I should get it. I guess sometime in, what was it, January? I think it said is when these are shipping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, January 2023.
So when do we get to see the 353V versus?
You want to do the comparison, the showdown?
You have to.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the shootout. For sure as soon as I get this in. So. I've already been talking a little bit to my buddy who talked to GKD, who's getting a developer unit. If we can possibly get one a little earlier, we will see. I'm really hoping so, because I want to put these two head-to-head. And I'm waiting on my Retroid Pocket 3 Plus, twiddling my thumbs here, waiting to do the 3 review, because my 3 Plus is delayed because of lockdowns in Shenzhen once again. I really wanted to get the 3 Plus review out to everybody a lot sooner, but unfortunately, I think it's going to be like the end of December when I finally get that. They're not even shipping my unit for another 2 weeks, apparently. So, we'll wait on that.
Retroid.
Yeah, and it's not on Retroid. It's, as far as I know, it's just citywide, countrywide issues going on over there right now. So, we wait patiently for the devices and our sickness devices to arrive. over shores. Okay, but y'all got all kinds of coupons in here. You got options to add on the 128 gig SD card. Here's a timeline. You know, they started out June 2022, straight up to shipping in early 2023. So back this if you're interested. That's all I really have to say. Damien, any other thoughts on this?
No, I'm just excited to see this one come out. And I actually, one thought, I am surprised that they had that many people back the Kickstarter that early. Like, well, you don't hear anybody talk about these things hardly. This brand, well, I mean, some do. But
it's interesting because it has the potential to be great if the stock firmware is a good experience. If L1 and R1 and R2, L2, R2, as you can see there on the back, if that's comfy and it's the right feel and fit, I mean, this looks kind of like a Game Boy Color with the way they've constructed it. So, I mean, if it's ergonomic, I don't care. Ergonomics to me overrides so many factors. So,
well, it is the ultimate retro game console with joystick.
The ultimate for all time. All right, what else we got today? Carrie Golem, the Fox, says, hey, look at this. We have GPD Win 4 pricing, 16 gig plus 512 gigs for the internal drive. Base price, $800. That is like $200 less than what we assumed. I, for sure, out the gate, thought this was going to be $1,000.
Oh, me too. Like, I thought that was just going to be standard at that point.
Yeah. I mean, you can add on a 4G module if you care about having data on the go for $100. Still only at $900 for what has a 6800U processor, which is going to rock, plus an actual clicky tactile keyboard. So better than the Win 3. It looks like a Vita. It clicks and depresses like a Vita. You have a joystick up top, which I'm fond of, especially for newer gen games, and a beautiful screen. So I can't wait for this. At $800, you better believe I'm going to pick one of these up. Even though it's over my $500 limit that I've placed, the hobby is getting a little bit more expensive, so we gotta account for inflation or something, right? Yeah.
You can't just pick up literally everything anymore. So
yeah, I have to be selective. But this is one I will go outside and actually go outside my usual price point and pick up because it just looks awesome. And if you want to see an action, here they are. Apparently it has a gyro, which is great. So when you're playing FPSs, you don't have to rely solely on the joystick. Now the feel of the joysticks looks interesting. I like that textured look.
Looks like they sit up a little bit, which is good.
Yes, yeah. Yeah. It just looks comfy and ergonomic how they set up the button placements.
But could you imagine having the 2 terabyte one?
Oh. I mean, that's going to cost you what? Only
$1,200.
You know what? That's not bad. 32 gigs plus $1,200. Or sorry, 32 gigs and 2 terabytes for $1,200. That is not bad at all. What we're seeing here is the effects from the Steam Deck, right? Like the Steam Deck came in and now everybody's having to price down. So that kind of is a benefit for all of us. More stuff. Are you a fan of the Steam Deck? I know I am.
I am the fan of the Steam Deck.
You like your Steam Deck? You got one?
Oh yeah, like easily it's the like just default pickup like when you're at home.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
Handheld. Like it will run.
It's
like
so
the user
comfortable.
interface is done. Yeah.
It's so ergonomic. Right. I just like the feel.
It's good enough for D-pads.
It is.
Yep.
Yeah. The only thing I'm not
joystick.
a fan of the joysticks. It's just the stock joysticks aren't my favorite.
Really?
Yeah. They just they click in, like they click, and you can pop them in and out, and that annoys me knowing that you can do that. Now, apparently putting in the Hall joystick mod fixes that.
So your gripe is not like a legitimate issue. It's just the fact that you know you could do something that you don't need to do anyways.
Yeah. I don't know. I have it somewhere. Anyways, I have a Hall sensor Ghoulie kit mod kit that will fix my issue. I just need to get out the soldering iron and spend an afternoon relearning how to solder because it's been a few years. But never mind that. If you are into getting a free Steam Deck, they are giving one away every minute of the Game Awards. So go to the link in our description, and it'll take you to the link on Valve's page here where you can register. I'm already registered, but it's free to do. And everybody who participates in this apparently get a free, what is it? You get a free avatar. You get an exclusive animated Steam Pal digital sticker. So that's cool.
So if you're one of those people that likes free $650 devices.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
Well, what we can do, Stubbs, is we can find out how good Valve is doing monetarily, but based on how long this broadcast is. Because if they're giving away a free one every minute, like if it's like, here's a couple games and they get out, it's just like oof. But
do you think it's Gabe just sitting there, just texting out each winner like, hey, he's got a Steam Deck. What's up?
Usually I'd say no, but
he was in Seattle. On foot delivering Steam Decks on day one. Like, here you go. Here's a Steam Deck. Here's your Steam Deck. He is this generation's Santa Claus, our real life Santa Claus. All along, our parents said, Santa Claus is made up. It's fake. No. Then Gabe Newell came into our life and said, absolutely not. I'm going to build the best FPS series of all time. And I'm never going to release the third iteration. Yeah. And then I'm going to give you the absolute best VR experience of your life. Then I'm going to give you the very best handheld experience. Then I'm going to give just a bunch of this. Nobody did, but he's just sitting there in bed at night, just writing, Dear Gabe in his Dear Diary. Next, I'm going to give them. They don't even deserve it. They don't even appreciate it. I'm going to give them the best deals and software discounts 4 to 5 times a year. And I have
no competitors.
I'm no competitors. I don't care. I'm going to be the best. We're going to be the best deals. We're going to create the VR niche. And we're going to create the best handheld. Nobody asked us to do this. We didn't have to do this. And it's going to be priced better than all of these other competitors. I will say that the Steam Deck probably is the best handheld, the one and done handheld, but so damn big, so wide, so big. So I always want to find the Steam Deck's power in a smaller form factor. So the search continues.
I will say Valve is like, I don't usually get fanboy-y about companies especially like Nintendo, right? Like I don't get people that are like hyper into Nintendo. It's like it's an abusive relationship. Yeah. But Valve has just always kind of been cool about everything. Other than the potential monopoly, but I don't think that's them doing bad business practices. Somebody can probably correct me in the comments. They're probably horrible about something, but they're just kind of good at what they do. They're like you said, games are on sale. We don't really have that many competitors, but here you go. Here's a sale. Here's some really cool equipment.
Yeah.
Turns out it's awesome.
He gets to be Santa Claus really every day of his life, whenever he wants. That's so cool. We only get to be Santa Claus once a year when we're doing the RH holiday giveaway. More details to come later in the episode. It's just yeah. Good stuff. Good times. All right, what else we got here? Well, here's your Game Awards. Before I talk about this, speaking of the Steam Deck and best handhelds, we are working on an RH, best of 2022 handheld video. It'll probably have some different interesting choices in it, and I might also cover the worst handhelds that I just absolutely hated the most of the year. So we're working away on that. We're gonna do a live stream for the giveaway. I also wanted to say though that there is some new Game of the Year rumblings happening, so we'll get more in that later in the episode too. Just wanted to prep you. Now, Pimax. Remember Pimax? If you don't, that's okay. They're that company that made some neat VR headsets, super niche. Well, Damien and I were talking about this last episode. Well, Taki Udon got his hands on an early model, and he's showing off here in this YouTube short that actually it's pretty decent for emulation because it runs an XR2 Snapdragon, which is equivalent to a Snapdragon 865. It has those magnetically attached sides, which Taki's been going crazy about lately, getting these magnetically attached things like this streaming device that he has. Not only that, but the device itself is a VR headset that you pop into a adapter headset here, and then boom, you're exploring VR worlds, and in super high resolution with a 10,000 milliamp hour battery. Apparently you can watch your retro games you're playing, RetroArch, what have you, inside VR on a two-dimensional big screen there. I mean, colors look crisp, looks sharp. Taki says it's the most interesting handheld he's touched in a while. It's absolutely crazy.
It's definitely interesting.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah.
For the price, I'm kind of hoping that the ergonomics are better than what I'm assuming they are, because those Joy-Cons look like Joy-Cons.
Like the Logitech G Cloud, those face buttons to me, atrocious. Just their first entry, not good. That's my worry here. It's their first entry into the handheld world, and those face buttons do not look quality. Neither does the D-pad.
We'll see.
What are those symbols on the face buttons? I think that's the pi symbol, right? Like variations of the pi symbol.
Yep. They're gonna go all out and do their own thing, which is cool.
So interesting. So they're doing QLED for this. I'm assuming for the one that Taki got. It looks pretty crisp. Huh. You know, we were making fun of the Pimax. This might actually be good.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be good. Like, I mean, hardware questions aside, right? Because that's the unknown. I mean, they are a company that's done hardware before, so I have to assume that there's there. And the VR thing, I mean, that's the same as any other Google VR thing. It's just Android. But, I mean, I'm sure that the quality of the hardware is better on that kind of stuff, but because it's dedicated for it. But
yeah.
Well, you know what? I bet there's a certain individual out there that will leave us a comment telling us about how much he is excited for this.
We have a couple people, who are excited. At least one or two that are really excited about the Pimax. And so I hope it delivers for them. I hope it really is the handheld, the end-all, be-all that can get them through the next decade. Who knows? But we have this. Speaking of like AR and VR, the new trend lately are these fancy smart glasses, these AR glasses. NReal makes them, TCL makes them, Razer makes them. We actually have a few on the way to us that we're gonna, because you can use it as a monitor for your handhelds, gonna probably review and show off. I haven't told anyone this yet, but I actually bought a pair of Razer smart glasses. Black Friday had them on sale for a ridiculous price at $25 on Woot. I think it's maybe like $100 off. Either way, super good deal. They're basically fancy speakers, but you can also get ones that actually
kind of like the Amazon ones.
They're like the Amazon ones, yeah. You can also get these ones though that and I'll navigate to Amazon real quick.
It's an amazing tangent.
Yeah, we'll tangent it for this real quick. Only because Russ got a pair of the TCLs in that are very similar to these NReals. There's also Rokid Air makes them. But they're all pretty similar right now. They're OLED glasses that augment reality onto your face. So you're living in the future, like cyberpunk style. And you can have a YouTube video showing the bottom of your vision. You could have like RetroArch on your right eye. And it's early on in the technology. And they're expensive. Almost $400 for one of these full-on screens. Look at this. You can have your desktop, multiple monitors. She looks so cool. Apparently it's kind of annoying how they are sitting in front of your face so far, because they have to be a certain distance from your eyes for you to see the full spectrum. So they're not going to look as nice as regular glasses on your face. But hey, they're expensive, and I want to get a pair, and I want to see what I can do with my Steam Deck and like other handhelds that have the ability. So
let me know how it goes.
Yeah, you want to try these out?
I can't.
Oh, right, because you have to get a prescription. Apparently, it's expensive because you have to get a special prescription for these glasses if you want to use them, which probably is at least a couple $100.
All my fellow full-time glasses wearers are looking at stuff like that. I'm like, well,
I'm sorry, man. I shouldn't have been so gung ho about this. I'm like, I gotta be sensitive to the glasses guy. I know.
No,
Raven was saying the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's just what it is.
It's cool though, right? It's interesting.
Oh, yeah, no, it's neat. No, I
like
that. I think it's funny the picture of the girl sitting there like playing it. It has the big old cable going.
She has that many.
Like in about 5 years, that's gonna look really dorky.
Yeah. These are gonna look dorky on someone right now. I'm positive. We should actually go to Russ's channel too, as while we're going on tangents here.
Yeah, he was taking pictures of himself.
Because he has the TCL on the way, and I'm like, what is this? What the heck is this? And I want to play with it. Here he is. Here's Russ. And Aish. Aish said swag. Yeah. He's swagging. I can't wait for Russ's video on this. Check his channel out. That's too good. Hey, you want to talk about the Loki? Does anyone remember the Loki made by the company AYN? All You Need.
I think I pre-ordered that about 7 years ago.
I pre-ordered that like a year ago, and I've canceled my pre-orders. I want to back it again once I feel confident that it's coming to market. But they have answered questions in their Discord, and so here's a summary. Thank you to BigPEmu for posting this for us. A number of people here who were great in helping out, but asking about SteamOS compatibility in the Loki. Apparently, it's too early to discuss that. But they do have a partnership with SteamOS. Okay. So literally what all the features of SteamOS have should be supported in Loki. I did not know that. That is pretty cool.
It's pretty easy to get to. I mean, didn't Anbernic do the same thing?
Well, yes.
600?
Well, partnership.
Fair.
Yeah. They definitely worked with them and got an early build, but didn't refine it much yet. So it needs further refining.
Okay.
So I hope they work with Valve to further refine the software experience.
Yeah.
But other things going on here. Is there a chance for a 48 hertz screen to play 24 FPS movies without screen tearing? Valid question. We didn't support 48 hertz yet, but literally speaking, 2 times refresh rate won't cause any problems at all. So they're going to offer a 40 hertz option, 50 hertz, 60 hertz. I'm cool with that. I mean, 40 hertz is all the rage these days. That's how I get better battery life on my Steam Deck. 40 hertz, lock in your FPS to 40 as well, and you're looking at better performance, longer battery life, with no difference to my eyes between 40 and 60. So, what else? What will the plastic shell texture look like? Apparently a little bit wider and higher than the current Odin. We'll reveal rendering soon. There's a lot of questions here. Which Mendocino will the Mini Pro use? They're going to answer that later. Have the heat pipes passed stress tests? Yes, for both Loki Max and Loki. Are the LED's vibration motor working? They finally got the touch panel working. Will the LED lights be able to do different patterns? Apparently, yes, they will. What are the dimensions? They'll reveal more soon. Blah, blah, blah. Bags of storage, SD cards, no determination yet. It will have swappable Hall joysticks, meaning you can put Hall sticks in, but they don't plan to make them default. Okay.
I'm not sure.
So they're not Hall by default currently. I bet you by the time they release this thing that they probably will. Hall is such a standard now that...
and they're in the affordable territory, so...
Yeah, and speaking of Hall sticks, I know that Aish mentioned that the Hall sticks for him are working great in his 505. They've been working well for me and for Zoo. I think Raven wasn't super keen on them, as well as, of course, the Fox and Russ. But, yeah, what do you think about the 505 sticks? Have you tried them yet? Have you evaluated and watched some of these videos?
I haven't tried a joystick tester, but when I'm playing 3D games like N64 and stuff like that, like tried out Banjo-Kazooie earlier because it's one of our games of the month that we'll get to. But I didn't notice anything issue-wise. Like, it felt pretty good. I'm not usually a fan of the
Switch
joystick style. So yeah, the right here.
Yep, the Switch style.
Like Switch style. Yeah, I'm not usually a fan of that, just because it's hard to do precise movements when the joystick has so little throw distance, but for what it is, it felt fine.
Yeah, and it's tough. It's tough. We'll get back to the Loki here in a second. We have to segue right now because this needs to be addressed. Hall sticks, 353M Hall sticks, no doubt they're amazing. 505 Hall sticks, technically, quite literally technically, are awful. So awful, technically. But yet, playability-wise, I never noticed any issues. I reviewed the 505. I've been still playing the 505 every day since, and I've yet to really run into playability issues or even notice until I sort of watched the Fox's results and Russ's video. I'm like, okay, I'm going to look for these. Yeah, I feel like sneaking around, you need such precise movements. It does try to, like, snap into one of the 8-way directions. I'm just, I don't know. Hasn't bothered me yet. But technically, they are awful. I will say that.
I think it might come down to, and this is just me guessing, and I could be completely wrong, but somebody who's less precise in their movements, like someone who maybe doesn't play with joysticks very much, like myself. I'm traditionally a mouse and keyboard gamer, and when it comes to retro games, I'm mostly on D-pad buttons, right? Like, the 3D era is not something that I spend a lot of time in. So when it comes to joysticks, I'm not the most precise person because I don't have a ton of experience playing first-person shooters or 3D games with joysticks. So I think the bias to the cardinal directions is actually probably helpful to somebody like me, and then so when I'm actually trying to do something precise between them, I'm slowing down so I don't notice like what I'm missing. Somebody who's really good at just getting exactly in those cardinal directions
probably drives them crazy.
So
if you're picky with that movement, I mean, I think that's, and obviously, even though the 3 Plus joystick isn't Hall, it's better because it doesn't have that issue. So what we want to do is put the 353M Hall sticks into the 505.
Into everything.
Into just everything if possible. Now, we'll wait for that to happen. That's what we need. There'll be fixes on the way. We're going to get some hardware fixes. Probably going to swap out those sticks. Wait until Black Seraph releases his Lineage OS for the 505. That's going to be awesome. He's already committed to that. And, he built this awesome filter for the X18S that fixed a lot of the joystick issues on that. So I bet you can write something in software to help us with this to where it won't be so painful. All right, back to the Loki. What innovative features will Loki have that will make it stand out? Well, screen refresh rate features, 40, 50, 60. Flexible resolutions, okay. Hall sensor-based joystick and shoulder buttons. So it will have Hall sensor sticks and joysticks by default. And Hall
DVD
L2R2, okay. All right. Low power video bridge technologies, okay. Natural USB HID. Xbox gamepad protocol, blah, 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 good ergonomics, low power 2D TI screen. What is left to finish Loki and get shipped to customers? Loki and Loki Max will be the first one to release, and just Axial's vibration motor was not finalized. Will there be a docked mode? Not planned yet. Oh man, there's a lot to cover here, isn't there? I wasn't prepared for this.
Through all these.
No, we don't have to go through all of it.
No, it just covers. I mean, feel free to come check it out. You can find it.
Yeah, you know what?
In the AYN chat, or feel free to go to the source.
I'll try to leave a link here for this. There's a lot if you want to find out more about the Loki. I haven't been following it super close. I got this summary here from BigPEmu and the AYN Discord, but I don't know. I was pretty stoked on this one in the beginning, like really into it, and now it's as time has gone on, I'm curious. I'm a curious onlooker. I'm not following every single detail yet. Apparently, it will come Q1 2023, though. So we'll see. That's what I want to know. If it's going to be that soon, I better back it in like a month.
I just hope it's not like the Odin's release, where it's like launches Q1 2023, but it's like you're going to be waiting.
Oh, like we've been joking, it's going to come out probably Q3 to Q4 2023, realistically.
Well, I mean,
when it actually lands on doorsteps.
Yeah, well, well, that's different. Yeah, like release versus like when it actually ships.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope for the best though. I hope I'm wrong. I hope this thing just launches in like, by March, and it's just great, because I know that their pricing structure is usually fairly fair on these.
Sure.
Their build quality should be pretty good. So they've learned some lessons from the Odin line. So we'll see.
Now, here's the one thing: will review units be sent to YouTubers? Sure. Oh, really, AYN? Now you're sending review units. Will someone tell Stubbs or Thor or Damien or Zoo? Not Raven. Aish would be good. Yeah, send it to us. We will definitely review the Loki. We would love to cover it compared to, especially the GPD Win 4, because going 6800U versus 6800U, oh man, that's spicy. Spicy. Let's stop talking about the AYN stuff now. Let's talk about something really cool. That's right. Atari Jaguar emulation is back on the menu. For years, Jaguar emulation has been just trash. Absolute trash. Virtual Jaguar, pretty decent. The RA core, okay if you have a really fast computer. But in general, it's been stagnant for a long time. Here we have the release of BigPEmu. BigPEmu. BigPEmu.
I am a man.
I love the name of this emulator. BigPEmu. I downloaded BigPEmu today. I downloaded my BigPEmu, and I gave it all of my .j64 ROMs that I got from my Atari Jaguar collection on my shelf. And I played my heart's content out of Rayman and Aliens vs. Predator and Atari Karts. There's so many mediocre Atari games for the Jaguar, but now they run full speed and with 100% compatibility. That's right. If you go to Rich Whitehouse's website, Dick Whitehouse, it's just this guy. Everything about this guy is legendary. Let me just tell you right now. He's a Patreon. Go support him. This app is a piece of art. I don't often get excited about software, but when I do, I get really excited. Hence, Reset Collection. But I'm quickly becoming a fan of Rich Whitehouse and what he makes. He has these very interesting tiers, $10 to $80 a month. One who bears fangs at God. I mean,
this guy's got a great sense of humor.
Yeah,
like from everything I read on his website,
his
application is just great. Like, I want to get to know Dick Whitehouse here.
Well, and Jaguar is such a difficult system to emulate, or we always thought so, but an emulator never really captured its essence in the right way. So he claims near 100% compatibility, and all the games I tried. All the ones that usually fail and barely run at 20 FPS were running full speed for me. The app is designed brilliantly. It has very helpful descriptions on what every option does, and it's pretty smooth to hook up to an Xbox controller or your keyboard. And so far, it's not in RetroArch, so it is a standalone Windows app, but it performed flawlessly. I was having the best time playing some of the worst games of my life.
I can finally enjoy
the
full Jaguar experience. It is complete library compatibility, he claims, by the way.
Have you ever played the game Flip Out? This is where one of our RH emojis spawned from. Flip Out for Jaguar. This game has a bunch of farting gnome things that flip tiles, and it's just... The 90s, yeah. They just flip these.
Oh, that's where those emojis
That's where all these emojis, yeah. Yeah, Ryan86me went in and found the characters for each of these guys in Flip Out and made emojis out of them, and they are eternally been propagated throughout the retro scene. Nobody knows the context. They're just silly-looking emojis, but actually they were from the Atari game, also on DOS, game Flip Out, which is just a silly, horrible puzzle game. Ridiculous. Look at these. You should see some of their faces that they make. It's so much fun. Okay.
Well, definitely check out this.
Check out
this
BigPEmu.
emulator. It's, from what I understand, it's pretty great. I'm looking forward to playing with it. I know I can tell I'm gonna be a fan of the endowed flightless bird. So.
Yeah, I want the endowed flightless bird, Rich Whitehouse, to make us emulators for everything. I want him to rewrite RetroArch. I want him to make Aether SX2. It's witty writing combined with good emulation. Like, you never get both things. You never get both things. And this is made me so happy today. I almost wanted to cry. I mean, so much has been going on, you know. First we lost the Power Ranger guy, you know, and then Cyber Monday sales went on into the week, still going. So my wallet's crying, and now this beautiful still Black Friday emails. And by the way, TeePublic's having a 40% off sale still, I believe. You can get this beautiful R8 shirt and cups, whatever you want. TeePublic, go to our description. You want to wear this cool branding? Show it to your mom. Go to the supermarket with it. You know, show your friends. Say, what's that? Oh, let me tell you about retro handhelds. Have you ever seen, you know, one of these? And then you show them that they can play Mario and all the games of their childhood, full 60 FPS, and they just wet themselves. You know, they take their Captain Crunch cereal that they picked off the shelf because you're at Safeway for some reason. They just throw it on the ground. They're like, give that to me right now. And they order it through the RH affiliate link in the description. 350M here. Now over to Zoo for Diddy Kong Racing.
And that's why I give Diddy Kong Racing 3 out of 5. He didn't have to run over that innocent bystander, did he?
Well, Zoo, you might be a murderer. We still love you, though. Damien?
I never loved him in the first place.
Oh, I know. Can't love them all. That's what... It's the face. Only a mother can...
Oh, no, don't misunderstand me. I love everybody.
Oh.
Except for Zoo.
Oh, except for Zoo. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, speaking of Zoo, in Raven, remember Raven? He was naked in the field. I checked in with him today. Last I heard, he'd actually made his way all the way to the railroad tracks and is currently on his way across the river. So good luck to Zoo. I hope you make it. We do have armed guards waiting for him on the other side of the river. Don't tell him. Gary tipped us off, buddy. Sorry. So they'll be waiting. Take you back to the closet. Okay. Thank you for this tangent. Let's talk about RH. So in Retro Handhelds, our Discord, we have Game of the Month, and you voted, and here they are. Games of the Month for December 2022. Enduro, which I believe was nominated by none other than this guy right here with me, Damien, right?
Incorrect. It was actually
really?
J-Lash who nominated it.
Oh, because it was
on
a gift.
Christmas list.
Right.
So, yes.
We did a fun way this month where everyone nominated somebody else's favorite game for them. It's like the White Elephant Exchange, right?
Yep, kind of, yeah. Something like that.
Yeah, well, okay, cool. Well, J-Lash, and the game won, so I'm going to be playing some Enduro for Atari 2600.
It's our first Atari 2600 game.
That's really cool.
Like, of the Game of the Month.
Under an hour.
I am so sheltered when it comes to this. I assumed everybody, just like me, like when they're stacking up their ROM sets on their handhelds, Atari 2600 is just one of those systems. Apparently, I'm in the minority there because everybody was like, "Oh, and I got to set up Stella." It was just like,
nobody has it.
You don't play Atari games?
Well,
so
dude,
apparently not. So.
Yeah, I didn't have Atari games in my ROM library until maybe 3 weeks ago. I just like I'm not gonna play most of them, but I actually had Atari now. I have Atari now, and I did already have Enduro. That's one of the games I decided on out of my 100 games that I have.
Nice. It's one of the better ones. Yeah, it's definitely like the best racing game for the platform. That's for But I was actually almost, I don't know if I want to say disappointed, but I thought it was funny that after finally we got a Atari 2600 game in there, everybody immediately just went and started playing the Activision Anthologies GBA like compilation cart. So they were emulated on the GBA. It's like, all right, I guess it makes sense. It's just funny.
Yeah, you're getting people.
Like, oh, it's a GBA game.
You're getting people into Atari because they might jump from Enduro straight on to I don't know what else was for Atari that was fun. Adventure.
Well, not on that cart. It's all Activision.
Oh, only Activision. So Activision. That's going to be Pitfall. Right, and Enduro, Prince of Persia. No, that's Ubisoft. What else did Activision make?
I honestly don't have.
Missile
I'm not
Command.
a big Activision follower. That's not theirs, but I don't think.
No,
but there's a lot of really
Bunch,
good games in there.
right?
Specifically, like
somebody school us.
Oh, there's Venetian Blinds.
Venetian
Blinds.
Kind of
cool. Yeah,
that's
which is
right.
not
The
really
demo.
a game, it's a tech demo.
It's a tech demo
they put it
that
on
has
the GBA cart.
that has retro achievements. By the way, there's retro achievements for the Venetian Blinds demo.
if anybody here is looking to like next level, look into like vintage game lore. Look up Activision Venetian Blinds. And their history with Atari is interesting.
Okay.
So that's literally, it was like a diss that they made this just to like mock Atari. And Nintendo saw it fit to approve a GBA cart with that on it. So it's great. I love this stuff. Deep dive.
Super deep dive.
Anyways, moving on.
Well, no, it's good. Moving on. Banjo-Kazooie for the N64 Classic. I've never beat this game, so 11 hours. I'm going to make some time this month. I'm so behind on just everything in my life that I might not. But if I am going to play one game this month, I'm probably going to make it Klonoa Empire of Dreams for the GBA. Klonoa, I was a sleeper hit for me on the PS1, so I can't wait to play another iteration of the series. 2D platforming is already my jam, so yeah.
That's a popular series in our little community. I mean, it got 35 votes, which is more than the other winners. It's most people hadn't played any of the Klonoa games, and when Dork
it's good,
Vile
dude.
came up, everybody was like, "Wow, this is good. What is this?"
Yeah, well, the mechanics of the game are so like, I don't know, revolutionary. It's really fun. The gameplay loop to grab the big bubble guy and jump off him, and then you grab another one and you jump off this way, and then like just the way you kind of propel yourself through the game. It's almost hypnotizing if you can time everything right to just there's no drop in action if you are good. I was not that good, so I died a lot, but if you get good, the game probably is amazing to speedrun. So
one of the big complaints people had about the original PlayStation game was that 2.5D perspective, which made it kind of hard to gauge.
It was tough.
Like,
it's a tough game.
Like that. This is a GBA game, straight up 2D.
Yeah. Should be better,
I've
right?
seen, I will be playing it.
Okay.
It looks good. So
it does, yeah. Leading us into the next thing, which is the game of the week this week, is going to be Kokoron for the NES. This is a Famicom game, so this is going to be an import. When the princess of the Dreamland is kidnapped, it's up to you to save her. Have you played this one yet? I haven't played this one yet.
No, I haven't. I've actually not been playing around too much with the game of the week stuff. I've been so busy, but
I haven't had a lot of time lately either. But
this one's on my radar to get done before Saturday.
Yeah, it gets you half a point, which gets you into our system to get merch and also raffles into our game of the year. Although Rapid, go on our Discord, because Rapid's going to give the full details for game of the year very soon here, which we will probably cover in next week's episode. But it's going to be a lot of fun, and game of the year means you can beat the game anytime next year, and it'll get you a full point, right? Yeah, full point.
1 point.
And there's like multiple rounds usually, and it's exciting stuff. So you can still beat this year's game of the year, which is Super Mario World, by the way. So you have until the end of this month to beat that game for a full point. Get in, get cool stuff, and get in our raffle, because our raffle, mind you, is going to have a bunch of free handhelds that we're just going to give away. We are going to ask, though, this year that people pay their own shipping, because this is coming out of the RH coffers, and shipping is not something we realized how expensive that would get. Last year was very pricey, shipping to places like Canada and all over the world. So
didn't we send an Odin to Finland?
To Finland. Yeah, so to Australia. Also, there was an Australia. So we are going to ask people, if you win a handheld, please cover shipping, and we will we'll do that. But everything else, we're gonna do some big boys this year. So I hear there's an analog pocket in the mix. I hear that there is a GPD XD Plus in the mix. I hear that there is a possibly, I don't know, a G Cloud possibly. I don't know. So stay tuned.
Some big boys this year.
RP2 pluses, maybe an RP3. I don't know. I got some stuff I don't need
maybe even
anymore.
Newer stuff. You never know.
I don't have time to play all these damn things. But if I do get time, then I'm going to want to play some games. I don't want to pay money for games because, like, get them for free if you can. So go over to Epic Games. Get yourself whatever the heck Fort Triumph is. It looks just like a pile of crap that you would
it looks like
see
a mobile game.
like a mobile game, like Shadow Raid Legends or something. It just looks awful.
Thank you for being honest. I do appreciate it.
But it's free, made by Cookie by Entertainment. It's worth trying. I don't think that it has like any loot boxes that it's going to upsell you. I can't say that for sure, but I don't see that as the main thing. And the game probably is perfectly fun and fine. And developers, if you're watching, no shade. I'm just saying from the outset, looking at it right off the bat, I'm like, this looks off.
You ever have that friend that plays like some game that looks like a knockoff?
You're like, you gotta play this Tap Hero. You gotta play this. It's like, that's the same gotcha gimmick that they use to make your brain produce dopamine hits that keeps you as a hamster on the wheel of capitalism in microtransaction hell for the rest of your life, right? That they just reskin with different versions of that to try to manipulate you and your emotions and your fanism for Star Wars, whatever it is. But it's all the same freaking thing. Don't buy into it. But this is free, so definitely get this. Now, this one is RPG in a box. RPG in a box reminds me of RPG Maker mixed with Minecraft. So it's a voxel-based voxel-based game-making engine. So you can make your own story. We can finally write the story of how Raven either does or doesn't escape the RH compound, what Zoo looks like after dark, everything you could ever want. I might make a game just about Russ's cat Chicken hanging out with the Romno. So what do you think?
Well, hopefully this will end the voxel craze. I think it's over. I think we're done.
I think so too.
For the love of God, please. No more Minecraft inspired video games.
Yeah, I'm starting to get over the voxel stuff as well myself. So.
That's a cool screenshot there, though. That kind of looks like you're playing.
I like that.
I don't know, like Daggerfall.
Yeah, I like Daggerfall. So. Well, or what's that one made by Devolver Digital? They made a dungeon crawler roguelite. Oh God! Someone in the comments tell me what I'm thinking of. If you know what I'm talking about, it looks just like this though. It looks just okay. If you can make a Diablo clone like that, and you don't look at the voxel mode,
looks like Diablo.
That looks that's way cooler. Never gonna give you up. Never
like
give up
because you never know what you can do with
in the background.
So.
You never know. You can be a bear. You can be a bear in the woods. You can be a bear hanging from a tree. You can be a V90 that never shows up on Amazon. I'm still butthurt about that. Let's talk about Handheld of the Week. That's what we need to do now.
Ah, yes, Handheld of the Week.
That's what we need to do. Oh, there's Aish did a short showing the joystick totally working for him, and I'm sure that'll cause some kerfuffle for us. Good job, Aish. I'm glad that you showed this. I was not feeling heroic to do it myself yet, so. And Mortexer, if you've ever seen Mortexer on his channel, he's now joined us in our ranks here and started uploading videos. We had a great thing last week where somebody said, "Hey, can you draw a picture of a memory card and throw it somewhere?" And I think they were trying to say, "Can you give me an image of the software you're using?" But check out the RH
Can
short.
you create an image or something like that?
Yeah.
And then huck it somewhere, I think is what he said.
Yeah, hello. Can you make an image of the
There it
memory
is.
card and throw it somewhere?
For
Yeah.
like-
So go on our channel, check out our new shorts section. Damien also has a bunch of shorts up there, and we've been having fun with these. I haven't made one yet, but I'll figure it out soon. Can't keep up with you kids and your hip technology.
You turn your phone this way.
Yeah, I
and you
can't.
record for
I'm
only
the
a
horizontal
minute.
guy. You want me to be vertical all of a sudden? Where my shoulders gonna live? It's gonna cut off my shoulders. Proud of my shoulders. Like it's like the one thing I'm going for me. Shoulders and my stubby thumbs. Yeah. Which everyone keeps commenting. Yes, I know my thumbs look like toes, and they're different sizes. I was born that way, and the doctor says that it happens, and I'll be okay in time. But I need to be on a strict regimen of bass guitar playing, Mario Brothers, and emulation handhelds. So
They're growing back.
they're growing back over time. But more importantly, we need to talk about handheld of the week.
The handheld of the
Guess what? 350M by Anbernic. I got the rose gold here. This is the first metal handheld I have ever had. Was this 350M, and it was so fancy when I got it. I told Thor at the time on the podcast, I was like, this is so classy, and it just feels like premium. You know, you never had that from an emulation handheld before.
Right.
Just the premium feel, and the weight is good. You know, I like it even better than the 351M because it's just the size is so good. And the MP, just all of these, and the 353M, you know. It's great to play during the summer when it's a boiling hot day and your air conditioning's dead in your trailer. Great. Put this up against your face. You're cool. Cool as a cucumber. Well, until you push PS1 gaming on it, then it's gonna get hot.
Yeah. This was their first, I think, like nailed it handheld.
Yes.
You know, they had the 350p, which was good. It was popular.
Yes.
There were alternatives to it, but you know, it had the joystick up top, which didn't really make sense for most of the stuff it could play, and
Yeah.
you know, it was all plastic. They had
Yeah.
those, you know, kind of weird looking joysticks on there for most of them, and then this bad boy came out, and they fell in love with the formula because the 351M and MP are basically the same thing. The 353M is still in that space. What else have they made in metal?
Oh man, I mean, quite a few. The 280M. The
That's right. That's the one I'm missing.
350M.
Which is, yep.
351M.
So definitely a solid product. I remember when this one came out and just thinking, wow, like for the performance and price range it was in, this was kind of like the first
Well,
we're taking some real consideration into this handheld.
yeah, and it was so moddable and customizable when you went to Sakura, Retro Modding, or a lot of different outlets made mods for this one. And it was through and through so good. 640 by 480, right? As far as I remember, and it has a 3.5-inch screen here. It was like, wow. The only thing was missing was
HDMI out,
Wi-Fi.
all of it. Yep.
Which they could have done, but unfortunately with the chipset and the software, it wasn't going to be possible on this one. But there's so many great custom firmwares for it. You can play up to what can we do on the 350? Up to PS1, right?
Yeah, you can do most PS1.
Most PS1. You're not going to do Bloody Roar 2 at full speed or anything, but it's gonna be pretty solid. As well as it can play the Mario 64 port, the OPK port, just fine.
Mm-hmm.
And it can even sport with a little bit of handiwork the new Anbernic OS, which if you need help with that, hit up the great Crippler.
You have some really good CFW some firmware options for this device.
You do. And I think Atom Image, believe Atom Image should work on this one.
Yep, it does.
Okay, so yeah, still a classic, and you can pick them up pretty dang cheap right now, like really cheap. I think they're on Amazon for $70 right now on Amazon, which is crazy.
For a metal handheld, that's pretty good. Amazon.
Yeah, on Amazon. Yeah, let's check this out. What do we got? MJKJ, which is my favorite brand on Amazon for these handhelds, by the way. Always been a solid, super fast shipping.
They are a good one.
Never had an issue. So it's 30% off. So we got $30 off. You can even apparently put it on financing, which I really don't support. Just buy things when you can. Because I always forget the next month, and I'm like, oh, dang it, I didn't budget for that. So yeah, buy them outright. And if you're going to buy it, we're going to say this. We have a link in our description. Buy it through there or whatever you really want to do. But it's still an awesome handheld, and we like it. Damien, any final thoughts you had?
Just it's been a fun year, and I know we've got a couple more episodes for the year ends.
Sure,
but,
a few more.
It's been a fun year. We're in our last month. Our server's been real riled up about game of the month this month.
Yeah, they have.
We're rounding it out. We're running into game of the year. I think it's going to be a nice little end of the year.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah, and I think right before we hit this next level of handhelds, like the Razer Edge that's coming out here in January. You've got the Loki that's might be coming out in January. You have the GKD coming out in January. I think we're about up on the end of the wall of a generation here.
I think we are too. It's been a really fun year, and we will have our best of 2022, worst of 2022 out soon. We're going to do a holiday live stream with you, and Thor and I are going to do at least one standalone podcast this month. All right, that's our promise. We will do something. We've both been just busy and just spending time with our families. We've been going so hard this year. We have needing a little break, and it's the holidays, and so hopefully don't be too hard on us for that. But we will be back full swing come beginning of 2023. So stay tuned for that, and just take some time out of your day. Enjoy a game that you've been wanting to play. Just find 5 to 10 minutes and do that. That's our homework for you. That's right. We're going to do homework now on Game of the Week. And you got to put in the work, but we promise it'll be worth it. All right. Now, that'll end my rant, and that'll wrap things up for us this week. Like, comment, subscribe if you've been enjoying what we've been doing here on the channel. We're always here for your retro handheld news. And this has been Stubbs.
This is Damien.
And this has been RH Weekly. Once again, take care of your handhelds, everybody. And each other.